ClickUp and Notion, two prominent platforms we use for managing our projects. We've seen Notion move from a simple digital notebook to a workspace where autonomous AI agents can actually build databases for you. Meanwhile, ClickUp has doubled down on its one app promise by turning into a high-speed command center that handles everything from your team's live chat to complex sprint reporting. It's no longer just about which one has a prettier interface. It's about which philosophy matches the way your brain handles a heavy workload. So let's get into the details and find out which one is right for you. Starting things off with how these two handle your day-to-day tasks. As for Notion, it treats every single task like a wide open page. It's a container where you can dump all your meeting recordings, rough sketches, and checklists right inside the task itself. This year, they've really refined their database properties, so you can see your personal to-do list in a way that makes sense to your specific eyes. However, we have to be honest with you, because it's so open, if you don't take the time to set it up with some sort of internal logic, things can get messy pretty fast. Building on that thought, ClickUp still leans heavily into its one app to replace them all mindset, which gives you a massive amount of control from the moment you log in. You've got 15 different views to choose from right out of the gate. It lets you nest subtasks within subtasks until your heart's content. We noticed that while Notion lets you build the system as you go, ClickUp hands you the keys to a finished, albeit complex, engine. It's a bit more ready to wear for high-intensity task management. Now, managing an entire project is where you start to see the real divide between these platforms. Notion takes a much more knowledge-first approach to projects. Instead of just seeing a timeline or a list of deadlines, we feel like we're building a project hub. You've got your project goals, your deep research documents, and your task lists all living in one interconnected ecosystem. Notion's relations and roll-ups are smoother than ever. This allows us to link a project to a client database or a budget tracker effortlessly, without feeling like we're coding a website. But it lacks that built-in pulse of a dedicated project engine that can tell you exactly who is drowning in work and who has a free afternoon. Looking at the other side, ClickUp has really leaned into its Agile and Scrum capabilities this year. They are offering native sprint points, burn-down charts, and a workload view that's honestly pretty hard to beat if you're managing a development team or a fast-paced agency. This feature helps because it rolls up every single task from every corner of your workspace into one spot. You don't have to go hunting through folders to see what's due today across 5 different departments. We can't talk about software these days without mentioning AI. Notion AI has basically become your personal editor and researcher over the last year. We've found it's incredibly good at looking at a massive database of messy meeting notes and pulling out the 3 most important action items in a matter of seconds. It can even draft a full project proposal based on a few scattered bullet points you jotted down during a phone call. It lives right there in the document with you, which makes the writing process feel much more fluid and less like a chore. On the flip side of that, ClickUp has introduced ClickUp Brain, which is a pretty sophisticated neural network that connects your tasks, your docs, and your people in a way we haven't seen before. It can actually write your daily stand-ups for you based on what you finished yesterday, or summarize a long, winding comment thread, so you don't have to read through 50 messages just to find out what the final decision was. It's deeply integrated into the infrastructure of the app. It knows who is responsible for what and how those pieces fit together. For better collaboration, Notion has definitely closed the gap recently, especially with their API becoming more stable and their synced blocks feature becoming a staple of our workflow. It's brilliant for collaboration because you can have one piece of information, like a project status or a mission statement, live on 5 different pages at once. When you update it in one spot, it updates everywhere, automatically. It's the ultimate tool for asynchronous work, which is how many of us are working these days. However, we should mention that Notion still relies a bit more on third-party tools like Zapier if you want to do anything really fancy with external data. Building on that, ClickUp has a built-in chat view that works a lot like Slack, so you can keep your conversations right next to the work itself, instead of jumping back and forth between apps. They also have Docs, which are native collaborative documents that rival Google Docs and allow you to link tasks directly inside the text. It's a very sticky environment, where you never really have to leave the app to get things done. When you're starting a new project and staring at a blank screen, a good template is a lifesaver, and both of these platforms have massive libraries to help you hit the ground running. Notion's template gallery is legendary because it's largely driven by a huge community of creators who are constantly pushing the boundaries of what the software can do. You can find a template for literally anything, from a high-tech CRM to a simple habit tracker or a complex product roadmap. These templates are more than just layouts. It's perfect if you want a custom feel without actually having to learn how to build a database from the ground up yourself. We love the feeling of being able to shop for a workflow that someone else has already perfected. Similarly, ClickUp easily gets an advantage here in sheer volume, with over 1,400 templates covering everything from law firms to personal fitness trackers. They provide different levels, beginner, intermediate, and advanced, so you can grow into the system as you get more comfortable. The catch we've found is that because ClickUp is so feature-rich and customizable, even a template can feel a bit complex at first. Notion's templates tend to feel a bit more intuitive and plug-and-play, while ClickUp's templates are more like comprehensive systems that require a little bit of study to master. To finally decide on one, choosing between these two really comes down to whether you want to build a world or manage a machine. If you value documentation and creative flexibility, Notion should be the one. If you need tight schedules and intense data tracking, go with ClickUp. We'd love to hear which one you're leaning toward. Drop a comment below and let's figure out your perfect setup together. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe to get more videos like this.